You've been told to pray harder, to repeat affirmations until your throat is sore, to visualize so vividly that the universe cannot possibly deny you. Yet what no one admits is this: the very energy of begging is the same signal that keeps doors locked. You plead from a place of not having, and reality, faithful mirror that it is, reflects exactly that frequency. Lack, delay, frustration. Imagine shouting at an echo across a canyon. The louder you scream, the more the echo carries your desperation back to you. That is how most people manifest, begging for what already whispers within them, yet disguising the whisper with noise. The quantum field doesn't respond to your volume. It responds to your vibration. Subtle, precise, unshaken. You see, every thought has a texture. Begging thoughts ripple with static. They declare, I don't trust, I don't believe, I'm waiting for proof. Yet the field is a perfect listener. It can't lie. It hears the frequency of lack and faithfully organizes your reality to match. Every delay, every closed path, every unanswered prayer, these aren't punishments. They are perfect reflections of your current broadcast. Pay attention. Begging always comes with tension in the body. Shoulders tighten, breath shortens, mind races in loops. That inner static radiates outward. Think of it like an untuned radio hissing instead of playing music. You can twist the knobs all you want, but until you tune to a clear frequency, no song arrives. Manifestation is no different. There is a secret most avoid because it feels too simple. You don't attract by pleading louder. You attract by transmitting cleaner. The universe doesn't reward, need, it amplifies coherence. When you whisper with certainty, when your signal carries no static, the field doesn't hesitate. It reflects back clarity, not chaos. Picture this: someone who constantly begs for love often ends up repelling it, not through malice but through vibration. Their plea broadcasts emptiness. Others feel the static even if no words are spoken. Compare that to someone who radiates calm, self-held energy. They don't beg, they don't chase. Love gravitates toward them because their signal is clear, magnetic, sovereign. Now extend that principle into the quantum field. Begging is interference. Coherence is attraction. When you plead, you push what you desire further away, like chasing your own shadow in the sun. It always retreats as you reach. The paradox is this: only when you stop grasping, only when you stop broadcasting, do you realize the shadow has been with you all along. So why does reality block you until you stop begging? Because reality is built on resonance, not reward. It's not a parent withholding gifts until you behave. It's a mirror refusing to lie. If you look into it with doubt, it reflects doubt. If you look into it with trust, it reflects trust. The block is not cruelty. It is instruction. Feel this for a moment every time your manifestation seems delayed, every time you cry out, "Why isn't it here yet?" That moment is the mirror showing you your current vibration. Instead of seeing a wall, see a teaching. Instead of screaming into the static, notice the signal you are radiating. Your subconscious is the hidden transmitter. It leaks frequencies beneath your words. You may beg with your lips, but if your body hums with fear, the field hears only fear. If your nervous system is tuned to scarcity, no amount of chanting can override it. The universe listens deeper than language. It listens to your essence. The real secret is not to beg louder, it is to quiet the static, to breathe until your body unclenches, to drop into the vibration of already being, not forever waiting. When you beg, you tell the field, "I am," without. When you embody coherence, you tell the field, "I already am." And reality, ever obedient, replies, "So it is." Pay attention to your whispers. They shape your world more than your shouts. You already know what begging feels like, the tension in your chest, the constant mental loop of when, how, why not yet. It's the restless energy that keeps you scrolling, searching, grasping. This is not a flaw in you, it is the programming of survival. For centuries, humans equated desire with struggle. To want was to chase. To ask was to plead. To receive meant proving worth. But the quantum field does not operate in that old survival code. It is not a throne room where you beg before a king. It is a mirror of frequencies, precise and impartial. Imagine standing before still water. Every gesture you make, every ripple you send is reflected back. You cannot trick the water into reflecting calm if you are thrashing. You cannot plead with the surface to show you peace while your arms stir chaos. Reality works the same way. The reflection doesn't punish, it only reveals. This is why begging blocks manifestation. Begging is a declaration of distance. When you beg, you announce separation. I am here, the thing I want is out there, and I must close the gap. The field hears this separation and organizes reality to match it. You become locked in the loop of chasing, never arriving. It's like trying to grasp a horizon. The more you run toward it, the further it appears. Yet there is another way, one that feels unnatural, only because you were trained to distrust it. The way of release, of allowing, of alignment. This is not passivity, it is precision. It is tuning your vibration to coherence, like a musician tuning an instrument until every string resonates. When you stop begging, you don't stop desiring. You simply stop leaking the frequency of lack. Look closer. Begging comes from the mind's fear. Alignment comes from the body's knowing. When you beg, you vibrate in contradiction, saying, I believe, while trembling with doubt. That dissonance is static. The field doesn't judge, it just amplifies what's dominant. Doubt wins every time because the subconscious hum is louder than surface words. Think of quantum entanglement. Two particles, no matter how far apart, mirror each other's state instantly. This is not a metaphor, it is a principle of the universe. Now realize your subconscious and your reality are entangled. If your subconscious vibrates, scarcity, reality mirrors scarcity without delay. If your subconscious vibrates enoughness, reality mirrors abundance instantly. The delay you feel is not the field hesitating, it is your vibration stuttering. Here's the paradox: the second you stop begging, you dissolve the gap. You no longer vibrate at I don't have. You shift into I already am. In that shift, the mirror changes. Reality stops blocking, not because it decides to reward you, but because the interference is gone. The reflection clears. This is what ancient alchemists meant when they spoke of transmutation. Not just turning lead into gold, but turning fear into faith, lack into sufficiency, begging into being. They knew that matter is not fixed. It is pliable, alive, listening. They knew that consciousness is the true philosopher's stone, shaping substance through vibration. So ask yourself, what frequency are you broadcasting beneath your words? Are you a radio crackling with static begging the song to play? Or are you the quiet station that plays with clarity because it trusts the transmission? When you stop begging, you give up the illusion that reality is withholding something from you. You see that the block was only your own interference. You realize the universe is not cruel, not distant, not testing you. It is responsive, immediate, entangled. Reality blocks you until you stop begging, because begging is misalignment. It is the echo of fear. The moment you dissolve the plea, the moment you tune your essence to coherence, the block falls away. The gate opens, not because it was locked, but because you stopped rattling it and realized it was never closed. This is the secret. So many miss manifestation begins not when you scream for more, but when you whisper with certainty. Not when you demand proof, but when you embody it. Not when you grasp, but when you remember that what you seek is entangled with you already. The field is not waiting to deliver. It is waiting for you to receive. You have been taught that effort equals worth, that the harder you push, the more you deserve. Yet in the quantum landscape, force does not accelerate. It obstructs. Imagine pressing your hands against the surface of a door that opens inward. The more you push, the more resistance you feel, not because the door is locked, but because you are applying effort in the wrong direction. This is how begging operates in your reality. It is energy spent in opposition to the natural flow. Vibration does not yield to struggle. It answers coherence. The universe is not tallying your effort, counting the hours you visualized, scripting, repeating mantras. It is reading your signal. Just as a tuning fork hums, when struck by the right frequency, reality resonates with what you embody. Not what you wish, not what you plead, but what you are. Pause for a moment. Recall a time when something came easily, when an opportunity arrived without you forcing it, when a person appeared at the exact moment you thought of them. These are not accidents. These are glimpses of resonance moments when your vibration matched the field effortlessly. Notice how there was no begging, no struggle. There was presence, alignment, clarity. Quantum entanglement reveals something profound. Particles across vast distances mirror each other instantly. Your inner state and outer world are not two separate realms. They are entangled frequencies. If within you there is frantic noise, the field reflects chaos. If within you there is calm certainty, the field reflects clarity. There is no negotiation, no pleading, only mirroring. Ancient alchemists understood this long before physics gave it language. They spoke of the as above, so below, the mirroring of inner and outer worlds. They practiced turning base matter into gold, not merely as chemistry, but as allegory for turning the base energies of fear, scarcity, and ego into the gold of illumination. They knew that reality bends when consciousness refines itself. To reclaim your essence is to remember this. Beneath the noise of begging lies a stillness untouched by doubt. That stillness is your essence, your original signal, pure and coherent. The ego fears this stillness because it cannot manipulate it. The ego survives by clinging, by forcing, by insisting on control. To transcend the ego is not to destroy it, but to see through its illusions. The illusion that you are separate, the illusion that you must prove, the illusion that worth is earned through begging. When you see through these illusions, the block dissolves. Not gradually, not with struggle, but instantly, because the block was never real. It was a trick of perception. Like mist on glass, it evaporates when light shines through. So how do you transcend the ego in practice? Begin by noticing when you beg. Noticing is alchemy. The moment you catch yourself pleading, "When will it come? Why not me? What more must I do?" Pause. Recognize this as the ego's voice, not truth. Recognize this as static, not the signal. In that recognition, a choice opens. You can continue the loop, vibrating, lack-feeding the block. Or you can step back into stillness, into essence, into alignment. This does not mean abandoning desire. Desire remains. But desire becomes a flame, steady and warm, not a wildfire of grasping. Desire becomes inspiration, not desperation. The field responds differently to this flame. It is not repelled as it is by frantic begging. It is magnetized, drawn naturally, just as a planet is held in orbit by gravity. This is the true art of manifestation, not pleading, but radiating. Not chasing, but allowing. Break the illusion, transcend the ego, reclaim your essence. This is not abstract. It is visceral. You feel it in your body when the begging stops. The tightness softens. The breath deepens. The mind quiets. You shift from out there to right here. And in that moment you remember you are not separate from the quantum field. You are the field, entangled, inseparable. This is why reality blocks you until you stop begging. The block is not punishment, it is protection. It keeps you from manifesting a distorted reflection of your own noise. It pauses the flow until your signal clears. It is the universe's way of ensuring you do not create from chaos, but from coherence. So let the begging end here. Let the illusion dissolve. Let the ego rest. Step into the stillness that is already whole. From here, the quantum field responds instantly without resistance. Not because you begged harder, but because you stopped begging at all. There is a secret woven into the very fabric of vibration. The universe does not respond to what you demand. It responds to what you tune to. Energy is not moved by desperation. It is directed by coherence. Frequency is not manipulated by pleading. It is mirrored by presence. This is the unspoken bridge between quantum physics and spiritual awakening. Imagine standing before an endless orchestra. Every instrument represents a possibility, every melody a potential reality. You do not control this orchestra by shouting at it or begging it to play your song. You influence it by humming the tune yourself. As your tone stabilizes, instruments align, harmonies emerge, and the song you carry within becomes the song surrounding you. This is resonance. This is how reality is shaped. Quantum mechanics whispers the same truth in different language. Observation collapses probability into actuality. Your perception is not passive, it is formative. The act of seeing shapes what is seen. The act of expecting molds what unfolds. You may have thought you were merely a passenger pleading with the universe to steer, but in truth your consciousness is the wheel, your frequency the map. This is why ancient teachings spoke of awakening of inner light, of transcending illusion. They were not speaking of abstract poetry. They were giving you keys to the machinery of reality itself. To awaken is to remember that the field is not outside of you, it is you. To awaken is to stop living as if begging is the path to power and to start living as if alignment is the essence of creation. Alchemy, the forgotten science of transformation, lives here too. The alchemist knew that gold was not merely metal, but a symbol of consciousness refined. Lead represented the heavy vibration of fear, doubt, and ego. Gold represented the purified state of truth, clarity, and essence. The furnace of alchemy was not in stone, labs alone, it was in the human heart and mind. Your doubts, your begging, your illusions, these are the lead. Your awareness, your surrender, your alignment, this is the gold. Think of your subconscious as a vast ocean of hidden currents. On the surface you may beg for wealth, love, clarity. Yet beneath in those deeper waters your subconscious hums with old vibrations, scarcity, unworthiness, fear. These currents steer your ship more than any words on your lips. To manifest differently, you must not scream at the waves, you must dive beneath and redirect the currents. This is the hidden energy of the subconscious, the invisible architect of your reality. When you merge quantum truth with ancient wisdom, a doorway appears. You realize that perception is not a mirror reflecting what already exists. It is a projector casting what will be. You realize that energy is not a vague force floating around you. It is the very substance of your thought, your emotion, your frequency. You realize that frequency is not something you chase, it is something you become. To embody this is to step into spiritual awakening. Not a mystical escape, but a grounded remembrance. Awakening is the art of collapsing illusions one by one. The illusion of separation, the illusion of control through force, the illusion of lack. In their place rises a deeper intelligence, a steady awareness that whispers, "You are already the field." You break the illusion when you stop begging, because begging assumes distance. Begging assumes the field is outside, holding what you lack. Begging assumes you are powerless. But when you stop, when you dissolve into stillness, the illusion fractures. You see the entanglement. You feel the connection. You embody the essence. This shift is not a gentle ripple. It is a profound rupture. The ego trembles because its survival depends on you forgetting this truth. The ego thrives on the noise of begging. The ego clings to illusions of effort, a control struggle. To transcend it, you do not fight it, you see it. You let its voice grow quiet as you listen deeper past the noise into essence. Here lies the reclamation of self. Not the self of masks and identities, but the self that existed before the noise. The self that vibrates with clarity. The self that does not ask, when will it come? Because it already knows in essence it has come. In essence it is here. This is not philosophy for its own sake. This is instruction. You are meant to live this, to feel it in your body, to recognize the moment begging arises, and to replace it with presence, to notice the surge of scarcity and to return to stillness, to sense the illusion of lack and to replace it with the vibration of wholeness. When you do this, reality shifts, subtle at first, then obvious. Opportunities surface, encounters align, doors open, not because you begged harder, but because you stopped begging at all. The bridge between quantum physics and spiritual awakening is not a concept, it is a lived vibration. And the moment you cross it, you realize you were never waiting for reality to respond. Reality was always waiting for you. The final threshold is not about learning more techniques, not about stacking more affirmations, not about forcing yourself into yet another visualization. The final threshold is silence. It is the moment when you stop treating reality as a vending machine and start recognizing it as a mirror. Why does reality block you until you stop begging? Because begging is noise, and noise distorts frequency. The quantum field is not tricked by words, not swayed by desperation. It listens only to vibration, to the coherence of your being. If the surface of your mind is screaming, "Please give me this, bring me that," while the core of your being hums with doubt and fear, the field takes its cue from the core. The request never lands. The transmission never clears. You are tuned to lack, so lack multiplies. You already know this intuitively. Think of the times in your life when something you longed for appeared only after you stopped chasing. When love found you after you released the hunt. When opportunities surfaced once you relaxed into presence. That wasn't coincidence, that was coherence. The moment your vibration matched openness instead of desperation, the quantum field could finally respond. Quantum entanglement offers a metaphor here. Two particles separated by distance yet moving in instant harmony. They are not communicating through force, not begging each other to shift. They respond through resonance, through shared state. This is you and reality. The universe is not separate, waiting in some distant vault to hear your prayers. It is entangled with you. It reflects your frequency without delay, without bias. When you stop begging, you stop sending distortion. When you stop sending distortion, resonance emerges. This is the essence of hidden alchemy. Ancient alchemists spoke of turning lead into gold, but the greater transformation was internal. The lead of begging, heavy, desperate, tied to ego, is transmuted into the gold of presence light, luminous, aligned with essence. That is the philosopher's stone, the awakened state that no longer pleads with the field, but becomes the field. Ego resists this truth. Ego whispers that without effort you are powerless, without grasping you will lose everything. Yet this is the grand illusion. The more you cling, the more you confirm lack. The more you demand, the more you proclaim you do not already have. The ego feeds on the struggle, but your essence thrives in surrender. To reclaim your essence, you must see through the lie of force. You are not here to manipulate the universe into giving you scraps. You are here to remember that you and the universe are one song, one frequency, one entangled field of infinite possibility. You do not need to beg for air when you breathe. You do not need to beg for the quantum when you are already it. So let this be distilled into a single truth. Reality blocks you until you stop begging, because begging declares separation while manifestation flows from unity. Now what do you do with this truth? You practice it daily, moment by moment. Here is your living checklist. Notice when begging, energy arises. The inner grasp, the desperate, when pause, instead of feeding it. 2. Replace the noise with silence. Breathe. Remember that the field already holds all possibilities. 3. Align body with vibration. Release tension, drop shoulders, feel the energy of already having within your chest. 4. Observe thoughts without clinging. Do not push or pull them. Let them pass like clouds. 5. Return to coherence. Whisper inwardly, I am the field. I am the vibration. I am the source. This is not ritual. It is remembrance. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. You are no longer someone standing outside the gates of reality, begging to be let in. You are the gates. You are the field. You are the song. I want to leave you with this invitation. In the comments, share one word that captures the energy you choose to embody now. Maybe it's resonance. Maybe it's stillness. Maybe it's gold. Let that word be your declaration, your quantum imprint. And if this journey has sparked recognition, I invite you to subscribe. not to follow passively, but to join a movement of souls, remembering their own power. Together we are not just viewers, we are co-creators awakening the quantum field of human consciousness. So ask yourself as this video closes, if reality mirrors your vibration instantly, what frequency will you hum tomorrow? That question is not a riddle. It is the doorway. Step through it.